Come on.
Do I sound like I'm joking? Do I sound like I'm playing? When you look into my eyes, you understand what I'm saying? Let me say it to you slowly, and it may sound scandalous. I don't think that you can handle this.
All right, once again, we are on. I am the MoJo King. Mike Steph will be with us shortly, and this is Hidden Gems Football, brought to you by the 19 Media Group. This episode, we're going over the Sunday morning game played in London and Survivor picks. Always, you could look at the timestamps and jump where you want. And of course, at the end, there's always some hidden gems. I don't know if I'm supposed to tell you about the hidden gems, though. So let's just jump into it. The 1-5 New England Patriots are going to play against the 1-5 Jacksonville Jaguars in Wembley Stadium in London. The Jaguars are considered the home team by the NFL and maybe by a lot of people, considering that they were just there last week. The Jaguars are 6-point favorites. The total is projected to be 42.5 points. That means that Vegas is telling us that the final score will be Patriots 18.25, Jaguars 24.25. As far as injury news, the Patriots will be out without their left guard and potentially their left tackle, while star running back Ramondre Stevenson was out last week, but was a full participant in practice on Friday. He's questionable, but I would think he's more likely to play than not. On Jacksonville's side, they do have one significant injury. Travis Etienne is doubtful with a hamstring injury. Last week, he played very limited with another injury, and then he pulled his hamstring. So these last couple weeks, he has not been playing much. On a positive note, Jacksonville will be getting back cornerback Tyson Campbell. He'll be healthy for the first time since week 1. All right, let's see what Mike Steph thinks of this game.
The next game on this docket is a game that only either diehard fans of these two teams will watch early in the morning, or the degenerate gamblers chasing those sick prop bets will be tuned in. And this is our offering. This is our NFL offering to the Englishmen out in London town. I mean, the only thing that one could say about this game would be it's going to be fascinating to see the progress of rookie quarterback for the New England Patriots, Drake Maye, and see what he actually comes up with this week. He did throw for 3 touchdown passes in his debut, but he also did give away 2 interceptions. But he did provide New England Patriots offense just a little bit of a spark. Now, only if their defense was able to hold up and not give up 41 points to the Texans, maybe, just maybe, it would have been a better outcome for those New England Patriots. But you see me crying a river? You see me, oh my God, I can't believe how the mighty had fallen. Listen, ain't no love in the heart of the city. Ain't no love in part-time. No. Now, going to the other side, because I swear, the less said about this game, the better. With the Jags avenge the drubbing that they had in the country of tea and crumpets. They got smoked 35-16 by the Bears in their second home, and they have no life whatsoever. It's 7 weeks into the season, and it's already over for this bunch. The less said about this game, the better. So I'm getting straight to the predictions. You know, when I was putting this together, I was thinking, you know what, Jacksonville should cover, but please. For some reason, but also it's just against my nature to actually root, or should I say actually predict that New England is going to have any type of prosperity. So it's a classic case of which entity do I hate more? Do I hate the New England Patriots for all the years of misery that they bestowed upon my New York Jets? Or do I hate this entity in Jacksonville that's owned by the same peasants, by the same plebeians, by the same pieces of crap that own AEW? Well, being the fact, I guess I'm more of a wrestling fan than a Jacksonville Jaguar fan. I'm going to go against my heart, and I'm going to say New England plus 5.5, because I don't believe Jacksonville could beat anybody right now, albeit, especially not by no 5.5. So New England plus 5.5, and that over under, because both these teams suck, under.
All right, my take is this. For the Patriots, it comes down to what will Drake Maye do. As Mike Steph mentioned earlier, he had 2 interceptions last week and 3 touchdowns. He also had 243 yards over 33 attempts. 20 of those were completions. He also fumbled the ball. While I am not sure if Drake Maye is better or worse than Jacoby Brissett yet, I know one thing: he will get the ball out there down the field and into somebody's hands, whether it's his teammates or his opponents. Another thing to know about the Patriots is that they cannot stop the run, at least not lately. That's particularly interesting when we slide over to Jacksonville because, as I mentioned, one, we don't know if Travis Etienne is going to play, and it might be to Jacksonville advantage if he doesn't. Tank Bigsby has been going off in limited role action these last couple of weeks. Over his last 3 games, he's had 27 attempts and 215 yards with 2 touchdowns. It seems like he might be pretty productive if he gets a heavier role on his offense. Meanwhile, Jacksonville has several problems. They're 1-5 for a reason. Probably their biggest problem is on defense, stopping the pass, as they are one of the worst in giving up passing yards and touchdowns to opposing teams. But maybe the biggest question for Jacksonville: has this team given up? Because unlike the Patriots, who are also 1-5, you could tell the Patriots have been fighting. Can't really say the same for Jacksonville. The one thing I'm leaning on pretty heavily here is I like the over 42.5 points. My thinking is kind of simple. The Patriots can't stop the run. So Jacksonville runs, the Patriots have to sell to try to stop it, then Trevor Lawrence can throw over the top. He hasn't been particularly effective doing it this season, but I like the idea of him being able to connect with Brian Thomas Jr. on a couple of deep balls. Conversely, I expect Drake Maye to throw the ball down the field. Jacksonville can't seem to stop that, so I like the over. Depending on what you look at, I have it as Jacksonville -6. Some places have Jacksonville as -5.5. I think I have to side, like Mike Steph, with the Patriots. Logically, it makes sense that Jacksonville has this big of a point spread. But as I pointed out earlier, I'm not sure if this team is given up completely. It's not out of the grasp of the Patriots to win this game. I don't feel too confident in that one just because I think this game could go any direction.
We're talking things that make you blush, but trust us, it's a must. From awkward to taboo, we're here to guide you through. It don't matter if you're a bit of a prude, it's a Prude Awakening.
All right, let's move on to Survivor picks. I have to say, this is an intriguing week with seemingly plenty of options. Mike Steph, let's get your take first.
I'm back again, as you can see from my trusty car studio. Because of my forgetfulness, I forgot to give y'all my survivor picks. Not only did I forget to give y'all my survivor picks in my previous recording, I forgot to give y'all my survivor picks for last week. But, well, can't go back in the past now, can we? First and foremost, I have about 3 games that I'm deciding amongst. One would be the Buffalo Bills over the Tennessee Titans. Buffalo is fresh off their 23-20 victory against my Jets. And not only that, they're fresh off a transaction that garnered them a number 1 receiver in Amari Cooper. And Tennessee is 1-4, and they're just pretty much playing out the string. 9.5 is a big number, but once again, when we're talking about survivor picks, we're not talking about spreads, we're not talking about over-unders, we're talking about straight up money line winners and losers. And as much as I would love for the Buffalo Bills to slip on a banana peel and lose in this game, I don't see that happening. So Buffalo probably would be one of the teams that I would be considering for a survivor pick. One of the other games would be, I believe, the Carolina Panthers visiting the Washington Commanders. The Washington Commanders are 4-2. Carolina, I believe, is 1-5. And the Commanders, just based on the fact that they went toe-to-toe with some would say the best team in the league in the Baltimore Ravens, and I believe they're currently leading the NFC East, I think this would be a no-brainer. And my last pick would be the Cincinnati Bengals over Cleveland Browns. I believe that spread is 5.5. Cincinnati's 2-4. They're desperate for a win. They're not totally out the playoff picture. They're used to these slow starts, and Cleveland looks like they're in the midst of a fire sale. So one of their weapons is gone. Deshaun Watson they're stuck with, and not to massage any hurt feelings in the mistake by the lake. I just don't think they're any any good. Now, out of the three, if I had to rank them, I would go Buffalo first choice, Washington my second choice, and Cincinnati my third choice.
Thank you, Mike Steph, from your infamous car studio. I have to agree with the man. With a slight tweak, I think I like Washington over Carolina first, but Buffalo over Tennessee seems like a pretty doable one too. And Cleveland's been so bad. You have to think, even though Cincinnati's on the road, 5.5-point favorites, they should still be able to get the win. But the one thing about the Bengals, and the reason I probably won't be taking them much, is that they have the Raiders coming up in week 9 at home. The Cincinnati's at home. And I think I like that spot for them a little bit better. There are two slightly off the board options. One we just discussed earlier, which is the Jacksonville game. I am obviously a little nervous about that, but it is a pivot. And when else are you going to really be able to take Jacksonville? How they're playing now? Never. The other team, and I think that this will actually be one of the more highly owned teams, especially in Survivor, that started at the beginning of the season. That is the Rams at home against the Raiders. The Rams are 7-point favorites. Cooper Kupp may be returning. They're coming off of a bye. Meanwhile, the Raiders have lost 2 straight, lost 3 of 4. Now they've lost Devontae Adams through trade. Jacoby Myers looks doubtful to play. And the Rams don't really have another easy home game until possibly week 17. Luckily enough, kind of last second pivot play, I decided to take Denver on my one original team that's still left. So I've already made it through this week. But like we pointed out, Washington, Buffalo seem like pretty done deals. Might want to hold them off this week because you do have other options. Cincinnati's probably best of the rest. Jacksonville and the Rams are ones to look at if you're trying to dig a little bit deeper. All right, that's it for us. Next episode will be the Sunday night game and the 2 Monday night games, prime time on the NFL. Thank you all. Appreciate you listening, and take care.
And right now, to let y'all know that I love you and you and you. Maybe not you. Definitely love her. Love him. And love you too. Goodbye.
This is a 19 Media Group presentation.
Just to let y'all know, just to show y'all that it's not just a gimmick when I'm on my couch. But it's not just a gimmick when me and the MoJo King combine forces to give y'all hidden gems football. Yes, I rep my team outside. I'm outside with it. I rep my team everywhere.
I kick the habit, kick the habit, kick the habit. Shed my skin, shed my skin. This is the new stuff. This is the new stuff I be dancing in. We are dancing in. Come and show for me. Show for me. I will show for you. Show for you. I will show for me. Show for me. I will show for you. Yeah, 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 yeah. Ah! Come on, help me. Ooh. Come on, help me. Oops.